All right, everyone, Mike Sutton here with Mobilitechs, and I'm putting together this video in response to some questions we've been starting to get from our clients about Windows 8. Particularly, we're starting to see Windows 8.1 on tablets that business owners and employees are buying for personal use. The fact is, we've been using Windows 8.1 here at Mobilitechs for a couple months. It actually works really well. We're finding it to be a stable operating system, have very few problems. But we're not recommending it for our business clients because we find that many of them are using business applications that run through Internet Explorer that require older versions of Internet Explorer. And only Internet Explorer 11 is supported in Windows 8.1. And we have clients who have business applications that require some of them as far back as Internet Explorer 8, Internet Explorer 9, Internet Explorer 10 that will not run on Windows 8.1. So that right now is the stumbling block. As soon as those vendors and manufacturers and companies get on the current version of Internet Explorer, then you shouldn't have any problem running those applications on Windows 8.1. But we are, like I said, starting to see people buying 8.1 tablets, the Surface. Israel's got a Surface 2 that he's been using as his full-time computer, as a laptop replacement. It's been working really well. He's very happy with it. Definitely a solution we would recommend. And we've got a lot of owners and employees who are saying, hey, I got this Surface tablet and I don't know what to do with Windows 8.1. I find it confusing. So the thing that I will open with is to tell you that, yes, it can be a little bit bracing, shocking when you first open up a Windows tablet or Windows PC. But in reality, it just takes a little bit of getting used to, and you'll find that it's actually not that different. The main difference is they replaced the start menu with the start screen. And getting back and forth can feel a little clunky. So if you're using a tablet, or a lot of times a PC, this is the screen you're going to see when you first log in. If you're using a tablet, you're probably going to like that because it's got the big buttons that make for a very nice touch interface. But if you're using a PC or a laptop, it can feel a little frustrating because we're used to having that desktop. So how do we make it feel a little bit more at home for ourselves here? So the first thing we want to do is go into desktop mode, and so we'll use this button on the start screen here to go to the desktop. And then once we're at the desktop, we'll see that it actually looks a lot like Windows 7 or Windows XP that we're used to. The main thing that we'll find is that that start button, when we click on it, takes us back to the start screen instead of just opening that start menu. Now the functionality of this start screen is very similar. We can access our applications here, and one nice feature that I really like is what's called the start search. So if I'm on the start screen and I just start typing on my keyboard, so I want to use Notepad, I just type Note and it searches my system for the application Note. So I can do a couple things here that I'm going to point out while I'm on this screen. One is I can just open the application. The other is I can right click on the application and choose to pin it to the taskbar. And what that's going to do is put it down on the bar at the bottom of my desktop interface so I can find it again. One other feature I'm going to point out here is what we call the hot corners. So if I move my mouse up into the top right corner of the screen, it's going to give me a preview of my desktop, and so that's another way that I can get back to where I was before. And now you'll see that I have pinned the shortcut to open Notepad to my taskbar. This is the taskbar down at the bottom. So if I click left mouse button on this start button, or if I press the start button of my computer, it's going to take me back to the start screen. That's just like opening the start menu. The other function that we get there that's kind of nice, saves us a little bit of time, is if we right click, right mouse button on the start button here on the desktop, that we can get access to some of the common things that we would want to access, like the File Explorer, the control panel, or also to shut down or log off of the computer. One other hot corner I'll show you is if we go to the top right corner, or also the bottom right corner does the same thing, we bring up what's called the charm bar. And these are the charms. So we can get that same search functionality. And I can search for any application that I know is installed on my computer. This is probably the quickest way to find something if you haven't already pinned it down to your task menu there. That search functionality comes in very handy, but always remember that anytime we find ourselves at the start screen, we can just click this desktop button, or we can use the hot corner at the top left to get back to that desktop. The other thing is that a lot of times users who are used to Windows 7 and XP want this to kind of be the default screen. They don't, when they log in, want to find themselves always back at the start screen. They just want to see this desktop. So the thing that you can change if you're getting, when you log in, it takes you to that start screen, is you right click with the right mouse button on the taskbar, choose Properties, and then we're going to go to the Navigation tab, and we're going to say when I sign in or close all apps, go to the desktop and show my desktop background on start. So this way, when I log on to my computer, by default, it's going to bring me to my desktop instead of taking me to that start screen. Again, if I'm on a tablet, maybe I want to be on that start screen, but if I'm on a laptop or a laptop replacement or a desktop, then I probably want to get to my desktop, and making that one setting change will make the desktop my default screen when I log in. So we've talked about how to boot to the desktop. I familiarized you a little bit with the functionality of the start button, that we can right click on it to get a menu, or we can left click on it to get back to the start screen. I've shown you two ways, either clicking on the button or using the hot corner to get back to the desktop. I've shown you how to pin an application to the taskbar, and that's what you need to know. So if you find that when you right click on the start menu, if you don't get this, you might not have Windows 8.1. You definitely want to have Windows 8.1, and you definitely want to make sure that your business applications can run on Internet Explorer 11 if that's a requirement. And otherwise, that should familiarize you a little bit with Windows 8.1, show you what to expect. It's really not that different from Windows 7 or Windows XP once you're used to it. I recommend it. Find it to be stable, find it to be fast, find it to be easy to support and maintain. So enjoy yourselves. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Everything will be okay. And if you have any other questions, just reach out and we'd be happy to answer that for you. You know how easy it is to get Israel or myself on the phone, and we'll help you work through any of those questions. So hope that gets you started with Windows 8.1. I'm Mike Sutton with Mobilitechs. Have a great day. Don't feel put off by the technology. Use it to make your lives better. Use it to grow your business, and just enjoy yourselves, and let me know what's on your mind. Talk to you soon.